so glad that you're back and watching this live. Today's subject is a combination between the stress and overwhelmment. Now, I've done a live before about stress, and we talked about how it's from the external in, and today we're going to be talking about the overwhelming, where we create an environment that just keeps us in such a level of anxiety and tension that we cause ourselves to get sick. So what happened was is that a number of years ago I was looking to get a particular skill. It's called selling from the platform. And I had done well, and I wanted to do much better. I wanted to have my closing ratios up. And I had an event that was coming up. And typically these events, I had about an hour's worth of selling, and then the event was pretty much a program that I knew that I'd been doing for a while, and there was no stress centered around that. It was just the sales part. So I practiced, and it was the majority of it was the sales presentation. How did I interact? What was I doing with the audience? It was all of these different things in order to increase the sales. Well, what happened was is that as that sales event got closer and closer, I started to have flu-like symptoms. I had headaches, I had aches and pains, chills, I just couldn't get comfortable. My focus was shot, and there wasn't much of a perspective, and my energy level was going down. And if you've ever done anything from the platform, you know you better have some energy, because your audience is going to be like falling asleep and it won't work. So what happened? What was the cause of all that? Well, I realized that it was an internal cause. I was causing it. I needed to do some type of other behavior so that I wouldn't have these symptoms. Well, what was the treatment? Well, it was Tylenol, it was Advil, it was antihistamines, it was aspirin, it was decongestants, it was all kinds of pills, because I wanted to get rid of the symptoms so I could feel better, so I could get through the presentation. But the reality is I was going down the wrong road. Today, I recently had this event happen where I overwhelmed myself, and I started to have abdominal pains, and it was just nasty. And last Thursday, I realized what was happening. And it became so consistent that I realized how holistically I could cure myself. And the way I did was relax, do meditation. What I did was releases around the event, releases around the people, releases about the action, releases all over the place. Put it into perspective. Nobody was going to die. What was going to happen if I didn't hit the deadlines was simply this: my money wouldn't come in until later. Hey, is that a bad thing? It's not right now. So where I'm going with this is that in order to cure myself, I have to do releases. I've got to do meditation. I've got to put it into perspective. And I've got to prevent myself through using calming skills and emotional intelligence to cause myself not to put myself in a frenzy. And then everything will go peaches and cream. So what I want you to do is make some comments about what I've talked about. I'm sure you've experienced illness and not feeling well, and you had possibly related it to something that's stressful or overwhelming. We need to be talking about it because it needs to stop. I don't know how many resources and how much money you spent on pills in order to get rid of it, but let me tell you, there are easy, holistic ways to prevent it from happening, and when you're in the middle of it, to reduce its effects and allow your resources to be in your pockets, not somebody else's. So write your comments. Let's talk about it. Let's have some fun with this. And I want to thank you again for watching me on this live.